Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me once again. I appreciate every one of you that sent me stars and all of you that subscribe to my page. And if you are not yet subscribed, please help me to reach my subscriber goal by joining the subscribers and subscribe. And also you can send me stars. You're welcome to do that. And above all, please like, share the video, click the follow button. Anything you can do to support, you are highly welcome and appreciated. So in this video today, I want to talk about insecurity in Nigeria, particularly the notion about politicizing insecurity. So why am I saying politicizing insecurity? A lot of the people who are defending this insecurity that has gone out of the window are saying, oh, why are you politicizing insecurity? Well, it didn't start today, you know. And a lot of people are saying, oh, why are you calling on the president? And why don't you call on the governors? Well, it has been the status quo. Everybody knew that every governor was there, but the focus has always been the presidency, because the presidency is the chief security of the whole country. Because we don't have state police, we don't have state-run security. Everything is coming from the federal government. The Nigerian police we only have the federal police. For example, here in Germany, they have the state police, they have the federal police. They call it Bundespolizei. Then we will still have the state police. So they still have the state police, they have the federal police. So the state police is always taking charge of what is going on in the state. And when it has to do with border, with international affairs, the Bundespolizei will come inside. But in Nigeria, you don't have federal police. You only have federal police, sorry. In Nigeria, you only have federal police. And that federal police, everything security falls under the chief of security of Nigeria, who is the president. So how can you have this level of insecurity and you are finding it offensive that people are talking to the presidency? Where do you want them to take to take it to? Yeah, the states have the role they will play altogether, but when it comes down to it, it falls to the presidency. You can't take it away. You can't take it away. But the thing is, the opposition failed woefully. The opposition failed at their job. They don't know their job. Why? Because they don't even know what they are doing. They are only there stealing, corrupt, looking for any way to get to power to steal. Because opposition that knows it work will do the right opposition. This is something to use for opposition. There is no excuse. Deliver or you leave the place. Resign. You deliver security or you resign. You don't sit back and allow everything to blow up in flames. You use the authority with you. You do what you gotta do or you leave the place. Nobody is going to condone that. And then when somebody is saying it, you say, oh, no, who are those suffering it? Who are those suffering it? They don't know who is who. You know, there was one time El-Rufai said something. He said, anybody that buy any Fulani has taken a loan that must be repaid, even if it is 100 years. But today, as things start, the same people that are maybe Fulani, or maybe they are not Fulani, but, you know, from northern part of Nigeria, they are going around in northern rural areas eliminating northerners, including Fulani. Who are you going to ask for that debt now? Who? I see a failure in the strategies that they are even employing. And I see the unwarranted loss of lives of servicemen that dedicated their life in service to their nation, and you are looking on and they are being eliminated on ragtag people on motorcycle on you know, going around, and you are allowing them to waste seasoned servicemen that spent years in training, in education, and you just allow this kind of a thing to go on. And people are saying, don't talk about it, don't talk. Why will you not talk about it? So there's a video that I saw today that actually made me decide that I want to talk about this thing. So let me see. Let me play this audio. I think I will put the speaker so we can hear it very well.
This is the only one. So all this, like, it's crazy. Like, you know, everybody just hides behind this very convenient space, and that convenient space, I see everything that the president did at this point. You know,
he said everything. Everybody is pointing to the presidency. That we have governors, we have senators, we have House of Reps, we have citizens, we have everything. Everybody is saying shave their responsibility.
Very convenient space,
and hiding behind this convenient space and calling on presidency.
It's mad.
He says it's not good. It's mad. And this is too bad that is saying this thing. Yeah. So this is the repoliticizing of insecurity. Who do you want people to call? Who? Who is the chief security officer of Nigeria? Or how is it called? Who should people call? Happy weekend, Michael. Huh? So you have insecurity, you have, okay, they say everything that is happening, you can explain it. Okay, why, for example, why did the British people go after Boris Johnson and make sure he resigned? Why? Why did he get a vote of no confidence? Because you can always explain all these things away. And I want to remind you, when APC was coming to power, let me tell you how to play opposition. All of you that are doing opposition, you don't know your job. Opposition is not about hatred. Opposition politics is not about, it's called partisan politics, not tribal politics. Remove tribe after it. If you are in this party, be in that party with your full chest. Represent the party completely. If you are in the other party, remove tribe out of it, because people from every ethnic group is in every party. It's in every party. So remove tribe from it and do your politics. So if you are opposition, you know you have to play the opposition politics. And that politics you have to play is you go carrier for your mouth all the time. Everything that the ruling party is not doing well, every fault they have, you to be your topic. Fire. And if there are so many, let it bring on the heat. But you are sitting down and explaining, and then you are allowing somebody to even put it on you that you are not supposed to say anything, and you are doing comedy, and you are finding it acceptable. Meanwhile, no part of the country is safe. From east to west, nowhere is safe. Criminals are having a field day. Nowhere is safe. And service people, law enforcement people are paying the ultimate price for something that the people in leadership supposed to take a strong stand and say, no.
Okay, as for address this problem of terrorism, it has become an industry, and we should not take advantage of their failings so that we that has become so incompetent will be praising them and say that, oh, terrorism is happening, Jonathan is doing nothing, well done Jonathan. Are we supposed to do that? We are in opposition. Our job is to look at even good things that they are doing and say they are not doing it well. That is the job of opposition. So we have no apologies.
So are you hearing it? This is coming from El-Rufai. When he was in APC, as APC was coming, they are doing opposition to get to power. And he's saying there's insecurity. And are they not supposed to say, oh, why don't President Buhari for the insecurity? You are supposed to be the opposition and call him out for the insecurity that is going on. This is the job of opposition, and you can hear it from him. He said, even the one that they are doing well, you will still find fault in it. Talk less of the one that are not doing well. And you call yourself an opposition party or politician, and you are looking at insecurity. You don't have anything to do, and you are allowing yourself to be shut down. Then tell me how the politics will work. You have a presidency that is so quiet, that is so reluctant, that every day they will say they reshuffle the military, they reshuffle this thing, the same results. The tactics is missing. The tactic to engage these people is missing. And you have people who are on bike or in the bush overrunning military positions. It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. You have to do what you have to do. Collateral damage, whatever. Do what you have to do and take the country in reins, because problem is all over the world. You don't want this insecurity to go out of hand. Do you want Abuja to fall into the hands of the terrorists? What are we even saying? Listen to El-Rufai when he was about to come to power, what he had to say.
That has become so incompetent will be praising them and say that, oh, terrorism is happening, Jonathan is doing nothing. Well done, Jonathan. Are we supposed to do that?
Okay.
We are in opposition. Our
Okay.
job is to look at even good things that they are doing and say they are not doing it well.
Okay.
That is the job of opposition. So we have no apologies for pointing out to Nigerians that this government is incompetent and has failed to provide security.
Okay.
If you say we are politicizing it, fix the problem so that we can't politicize it.
Okay.
Okay? Are we politicizing breathing of air?
Okay.
Nigerian can breathe air. We can't politicize it because there is no problem there. But if you fail to supply petroleum products and we say you are failing, you say we are politicizing it. Fix the problem so that we don't politicize it.
Okay.
If you say that there is terrorism, we are politicizing it.
Okay.
Eliminate terrorism.
Okay.
5 years ago, nobody was talking about terrorism in Nigeria.
Okay.
Under Jonathan, it has become an industry.
And under President Buhari, it's now a mega industry.
So that we secure the votes of Nigerians in the next elections. There must be something wrong with them. We have made suggestions to the government on how to improve security. They have ignored it. They have set up 5 different committees that have given them recommendations how to address this problem of terrorism in the last 3 years. They have not implemented one. They are incompetent.
Are you hearing
to blame other people?
So at this stage that we are right now with terrorism in Nigeria, what do you think?
So when you are incompetent you are being pointed out to your incompetency, and some people are saying, hey, is he only the presidency? Is he only well, it was always the president that the role of security come in their hand. Don't let anybody fool you. And if the presidency cannot deliver on the security of the lives, you are building infrastructure. Who are you building it for? Is it not who is alive and well that will not come and enjoy insecurity? Something that is supposed to nip in the bud when it is starting. Take control of it, quench it. You know when fire is coming. You will allow the fire to grow, and it's burning. That even if you have firefighters, it will not be enough. That is incompetence. And that is incompetence. So, my people, don't allow anybody to tell you, no, it is the job of the opposition. Good evening, my brothers and sisters. It's the job of the opposition to point it out, and it's the job of the opposition to call for his resignation and for his failure. In providing security is enough for him to be impeached. Don't allow anybody to say, "Oh, you cannot impeach him." It's a lie. It's a lie. So those people that are still protesting and still say, "Oh, it's not a problem," the thing is, let them fix the insecurity. Fix it. If it is to carpet bomb the bushes, do it. Fix it. Period. No excuses. No, they are from here. They are from here. Fix the problem. People are losing their lives every day. There is an audio I listened to from a soldier that was there. So these terrorists, they have the audacity. They wrote to a school that they are going to attack that school. So the soldiers have mounted their position, put their positions, formidable positions around that place, and they were waiting for the onslaught. Why? You understand? And then at some point they noticed that they are seeing flashlights inside the bushes around that place, you know. And then they decided to go into that bush and see what is going on there, because they asked the security people, do you see these flashes like this before? They say no. So the security people during the daytime, they went into that place. They now saw footprints of the terrorists, where they eat, where they camp in that bush. You understand? And so they said, okay, they went back to fortify themselves, and they were coming with their armor tank, with all the things that they want to go and fight, and they were going into that bush on foot, the infantry. And you would think something like this, if you have competent people, it will be an easy thing. You already know that they are there. You already know their position. You already know the location. And you allow your men to walk in blindly. They got to a point, he said there was water there. They couldn't cross that water. The vehicle they have could not go through. And they crossed that water on foot. And meanwhile, the people were upstream. Their enemy were upstream looking at them, have seen them. And they have not seen them. And they crossed that water to go and fall into the hands of the enemy. Why would you do this in a presidency that is even a former military officer? What are we saying? You already have the evidence in your hands. You already know your target. Why is there no military on top to bomb that place? What are they going there to look for? Why you prefer to sacrifice your men? You put units there. Even by the time they got to that point that they could not cross, you should know danger, danger, danger. You allow them. They are the ones that are supposed to spot the enemy, not the enemy will be upstream and looking at them and seeing their difficulties and waiting for them to come upstream. That shows incompetency in their commander. That commander set those soldiers up. He set them up for failure. And they went there and they collected water. Why? Because there's a failure in leadership. There's a failure in directive. You know that they are in that bush. What again are you looking for in that bush? You can already sight them. Why do you even need soldiers to go into that place? What is drone for? What is the use of a drone for? You already know that they are there. They already wrote that they are coming, and you have already assessed their location. Why are you putting law enforcement servicemen to go there and buy and perish? There's incompetency from the highest order. I'm seeing there. I don't know if you guys have heard the audio, but I will send it into the chat after this video. So, my people, politicize it. Politicize it if you want, because it's worth it. You know, it is people that are losing their life. It is people that are losing their life. As for our brother that said, if it wasn't clear who is behind the insecurity, that because the people who were assigned there were withdrawn. Do you know there is a way somebody can study your movement and they will know how to come at you? Maybe they already know at a time like this, these people, they will serve up to this point. They are going to change the servicemen. You understand? And then they can attack, and obviously there's a mole among them. So who is that mole that is giving them information? It can also be a worker. It can be part of, part of those people working there, or part of the military. You don't know who the mole is, but someone already knows their modus operandi. Like when somebody wants to follow you, they want to understand how you are doing, they want to come at you, they are going to try to know your routine, your pattern. You understand? It's not like it's an ambiguous something. Maybe the soldiers themselves will be saying it, I have only so time to stay here, and then I will be changing. So maybe it was already on record that those people are going to stay. I don't know the realities of that, but I cannot carpet blank say it's the government that is responsible or something like that, But I know there is incompetence. It's just all over the place. There's a lot of incompetence, So this is what I'm seeing. There's incompetence, and you don't have to say, oh, don't politicize it. No, that is wrong. Incompetence is leading to the whole country, every corner, nobody is, it's almost like I don't understand, like, when it looks like everything is out of order, then you shuffle it again. You make sure you put people who will bring strategy to eliminate the problem. You have to fix the problem. Don't let anybody say, oh, like Erufai was saying it. He said there's no apology. Yes, there's no apology. There's no apology. If there's incompetence and then there is a loss of human resources, then we have to say it, because the human beings, the law enforcement, the servicemen, the people, the children, the people that they are adopting, they are all human beings. We have to say it as it is. There's one video that I want to share this video with you before I close.
The government has the solution to this problem. Several committees have given them recommendations. They should just implement the recommendations in their drawer. Okay? As for rescuing the girls, we have seen examples of what countries do when this situation happens.
Okay, he's talking about the Chibok girls now.
And negotiation on that.
He's talking about the Chibok girls now, how what they should be doing to negotiate and release the Chibok girls. You understand? So this is just one of it. I want to play another video for you guys.
It's so horror. Wallahi tallahi idan abu yana kama da yawmal qiyama. Allah ina gana gan shi when I was in captivity. I saw that. I saw horror.
This woman,
I still have nightmares, bad nightmares. Say an rike na har yau har gobe.
So this is a northern woman talking about what happened to her when she fell into the hands of the bandits, of the terrorists, or all these people that whatever name they choose to call them nowadays. So this is her own testimony of what happened to her.
That's why I left Nigeria. That's why I'm here. But wallahi tallahi, if you have not been through what we've been through, a lot of us that have been in captivity and been raped multiple times by terrorists, you would not know. You would not know the pain. You would not know the agony. Nobody stood. Nobody believed me. Nobody said anything. Nobody helped me. No one. No one. And that's what's happening right now to our children. That's what's happening right now to our children. They're being killed. Nobody's believing them. Nobody's saying anything. I'm angry. Nobody's accepting any refugee from northern Nigeria. Nobody. I was raped. I was raped. I was raped by terrorists. I was naked. I still have marks on my arm. I know what's going on. I know the pain. I know the pain. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
These are northern women. So this is happening. These are people who have gone through what we are talking about. So just because normally, like I tell my people from the southeast, we are looking at what is happening in the southeast, and we want in the northeast and in the north, and the criminalities, the banditry, and we mirrored it. We allowed Kano to fool these boys to bring this thing to replicate it in the southeast, and that was what I was trying to prevent, because you don't know the enormity of the calamity that is going on there. And just because nobody's talking about it in the North doesn't mean that if you talk about it, you are anti-North, that you are anti-President Buhari, you are anti his administration. It is not about him. It's about the people he signed up to protect. It's about the people he signed up to bring security to. And those people don't have that security. And the whole people are falling into banditry. They are paying ransom into banditry, and the government is not doing anything to trace the bandits to get through the money, because it's very easy. Mark the money, you get the money. Why are you giving these people free access and control to do these things? And nobody is saying anything like the woman is saying. And we Southerners, for example, because sometimes when you are not a direct stakeholder, you may not have the right information, you may not have, the right, the complete picture to talk about it. But nonetheless, when it comes down to something that our brother posted the other day that was going on in Abuja, and you are looking at this and you are wondering, like, is this a movie? Like, no, this is not a movie. This is something that is happening in Nigeria, in Abuja, a few days ago. I think you have seen that video where they were doing you people must have seen this video. This is unacceptable. Don't let anybody tell you this is acceptable. Forget it. Forget partisan politics. This is unacceptable. That this is the nation's capital. This cannot be anywhere, whether it's even in the nation capital or not. We saw this happening. And some people are saying, "Oh, don't talk about it. Don't go there." Then we will not be truthful. It's either we are saying the truth or we are not saying the truth. We have to be saying the truth, and the factual truth, according to what we know, according to the information available to us at any time T. Those of you that did some physics and maths, at any time T, that T can change, So that T is a continuous thing, and that time variable can always change. That time variable can change, it can. So at any time T, we have that information. According to the information we have at that time, this is what we are talking about now. And the information we are seeing, that this is brazen happening on the street, and you have somebody as the chief commander of the armed forces, and he's not being held responsible. Come on now. Where does that happen? Nowhere. Say the truth to yourself. Look at these northern women coming out to cry their agony. Why do you think they deserve that? They are the ones that are at the forefront of all these activities and all this atrocity, and nobody is speaking for them. Nobody is calling for their help. Villagers cannot go to the farm. And we are looking at food crisis all over the world. And the people who go to farm to bring food and cannot go to farm because of so-called bandits all over the place. And the government is looking at them. Bomb the place and get hold of the place. Get hold of the place. Stop feeding them with servicemen. Stop it. And you shouldn't be feeding them with trained servicemen that have wasted their life, invested their life, invested their energy. Show protection when they're on the ground. Let there be something on the or up, giving them cover. You just send them blindly. Okay, they can't even cross with their APC and all this armor that they have. They left it behind and they are crossing into the come on now. Who is in charge of that unit? Those kind of people, they should be eliminated. They are not thinking. How do you allow your force to go into the terrorist den without the necessary armor, without the necessary gear, and there is no cover from the up? Why? Like, it doesn't make sense. And you are sitting comfortable and you are saying you are the chief of armed forces and you are not troubled, then resign. The presidency of Nigeria is not to be sitting down and be, waiting for it to finish. No. Yeah, every day we hear all these things. It's just like Erufai was saying in the time of Jonathan, every time they're having committee, and nothing is coming out of it. The same way every time they are doing this, they kill this, but the problem persists. So now the solution has also come from you. Go into those places and carpet bomb it and bring it to an end and secure the borders. And look out for the moles among you and eliminate them. No mercy. You have to take charge of the country because there's a crisis all over the world. People are supposed to be able to go and farm. Because you can't import food. Food is going to be a disaster. You can't import food at this time. The major of farmers that export food, they are in crisis. There's no food all over the world. So the people that are farming in Nigeria must be able to go to their farms and farm to avert the food crisis that is about to happen. Yeah, so my people, I think I've said the much I want to say. I don't know if anybody wants to add anything. If anybody wants to add anything, you can let me know. I can bring you in. I want to play another classic.
To the dollar.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening, Henry. You're welcome.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. I hope they can too.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for bringing up this topic. It's not just a topic. It has become a concern for all Nigerians, whether you live in diaspora or you live in Nigeria. First, there's no opposition party in Nigeria. PDP is as good as a dead party. All their concern is how to steal money. Now, let me just take us back to 2015. If most of us remember, the 2015 election was scheduled to hold on February 14th, and it was shifted, I think, to March 16th or so, all on the grounds of insecurity, because as at then, 14 local governments were under the control of these so-called Boko Haram guys.
Yeah.
Now, how many of us will remember Buhari's comment in Kano when he was asked by a foreign journalist, Buhari lost it.
Okay.
What is insecurity? That what is 14 local government? Within 6 months, everything will be over, this, that. And let everyone be truthful to their conscience. It's not about political party.
Yeah.
It's all about your conscience. PDP made APC in 2015 made huge political gain from insecurity. They politicize it.
Yeah.
Now, when Buhari came into power, every Nigerian knew the case of Dansuki Gate.
Yeah.
The government of APC were running to town and media all over the place.
Yeah.
That, there's so much corruption, how they, stole the monument for insurgency, fighting insurgency, and all of that. And Olisameto was jailed at the long run. Now, we've seen soldiers who has come up to say the obvious, how they are not properly, equipped, how they are demotivated, in fact, how they are literally thrown to these guys to be slaughtered. We've seen most of them being court-martialed for mutiny. We've seen most of them being, tried and jailed.
Yeah.
Now, let us go back to our conscience. Was it not a month ago that the former chief of staff, I think Brutal, all his corruption was exposed? These were people who are making huge gains from this. Now, let me digress. America has been chasing Osama bin Laden. Each time they share information with the Pakistani intelligence,
Yeah.
he escapes. What did they do? They stopped sharing information. Before Pakistanis could go to bed and wake up, they've eliminated him.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm saying in essence is this. There has been evidence, even prominent politicians. Every Nigerian has seen the list of, top politicians and, people that have been jailed, that have been indicted by United Arab Emirates for having a hand in sponsoring of terrorism. Not to talk about this guy that has, I think, NASCO.
Yeah.
What is the government doing about it?
Nothing.
As it stands now, I think, Pantai, he's been indicted internationally for having a finger, not to even talk about most of the prominent politicians.
Okay.
And
also
our
that, exactly, you reminded me because...
Can you hear me?
I'm sorry to interject. I remember there was a list of the people who were sponsoring Boko Haram, and they failed to reveal that list to the public till today, and nobody's talking about it.
Now, let me move to the issue of the bandits. We saw how it all started. This present administration, they escalated this banditry. They cannot run away from it. It's just that there's no civil liberty in Nigeria, organizations, opposition parties don't know what they're doing. There are a series of interviews, even from the Bauchi governor, even from El-Rufai, which is just pointed one, even from Kaduna governors, where they were making huge claims that, the whole of the north, the whole of Nigeria belongs to the, Fulanis in the Sahara and blah, blah, blah. And we saw how this government, rather than begin to tackle this thing from the onset, they were making excuses, cattle colony, cattle routes, open grazing, this, that. You could see a president that cannot think in line with modern technology. Oh, because of the rivers dried up in the desert, this, that. Why don't you go and be that fisher pond for them? The government brought us to this mess. It is, when I listen to Two-Face Idibia, he is detached. Because in Igbo, they have this proverb, if they carry someone else's corpse, it looks like a lump of wood. Not until it affects the person. I have watched the video of these northern women crying. It is not funny. He is asking, he is trying to politicize this. He forgot that when we go to Maiduguri today, when we go to the northeast, we still have IDPs. And most of, sometimes I see posts and I cringe. Now, they say about 300 bandits surrender themselves. Where did he reintegrate them into?
Okay.
Did they hold them in a holding facility?
Okay.
Did they surrender themselves? Oh, the heat is on, they're giving up.
Yeah.
Then nobody can give an account of where these individuals are.
And where they even came from, document them, put them away as long as the conflict is ongoing. But you gather them and feed them back into the conflict, and they will in turn be taking away the officers.
You see, the truth for me, I speak my own opinion. Not until we have institutions, Nigeria will never change. It doesn't matter who comes in as the next president. Now, look what happened at the Kuje prison. That's enough. You see, let me just say one thing quickly. Enough has happened in Nigeria. The flag was never flown at half mast. Probably the lives of Nigeria do not matter. That is the truth. So, for example, the Kaduna rail attack.
Yeah.
In a country that has conscience, the flag should be flown at half mast. At least the nation should mourn. What touches one Nigeria touches all of us. But no, we don't have empathy in that country. That is the way it's been since I was a child. And it is the same today. I've lived in England for over a decade plus. A single child goes missing, it becomes a national news. It touches everybody. It becomes a sense of national urgency. But that is not Nigeria. No, that is never the case. We've seen people slaughtered in their numbers. Every one of us wake up and go about our normal business, including those in government. We have a huge problem at hand. And today, a celebrity feels it, first and foremost, the Constitution of Nigeria, same with the Constitution of any other country, the very first paragraph talks about protecting life and property. First, any government that fails in this regard has failed completely. A serious country, a country that is serious with governance and opposition, and everybody is alive to their responsibility, civil liberty, professional bodies. The Kuje prison, by now we should be having an open investigation, televised, trying to know what went wrong. See, people do not understand. So Kuje is just like Pentagon, what it is in America. I mean, it's just like the HMR prison in London, being attacked and inmate left free. And today we are hearing somebody who is so that for sometimes, to be honest, every one of us needs to understand this. The country we build is what we hand over to the younger generation. Yeah. And I ask myself, what kind of Nigeria are we building to hand over to the next generation? It will become the same issue. The president, in a sane society, or in a society that is alive to its responsibility by the legislature, Buhari wouldn't have survived the first 1 year of his administration in 2015. I'm being honest. Yeah. This is not about me being biased. Yeah. All the indices were there. Which kind of a human being was so unprepared for governance that it took him over 6 months to appoint? And when people are raising these voices, the same public were making excuses. Where are we today? Is it in terms of security? It doesn't matter the infrastructure they put in place. It doesn't matter the Lekki deep sea. If people cannot feel safe in the environment, of what essence? Yeah. It's of no essence. It's just like having a beautiful mansion that is a ghost house. Who wants to sleep in it? If I know I'm going to sleep there and I'll be tormented all night, who wants to sleep in a very good edifice when I know I'm going to be tormented all through the night? Yeah. Or anytime I step in my food there.
Who is going to be driving in a road that you could be adopted?
Majority of us, sorry?
Exactly. I say, who will drive on a road that you may be abducted? It's the same thing.
That is it. Even look, Nigerians are confused as we speak now. All they need is that direction, and people are exploiting this thing politically. I said to myself, 2011, 2015, 2019, and the roadmap to 2023 is same. Nigerians need to be objective. Nobody is prepared to ask the key questions. Nobody is prepared to ask why our institutions not working. Jonathan came and have no shoe. Buhari came with Osibanjo. They were drinking sachet milk. We've seen everything from A to Z bastardized in that country, including the institutions. Nobody cares to ask. Nobody cares to say, okay, apart from the president, who are those that are vying for the Senate? Are they of sound mind?
And again, what exactly is the role of the president? Like even define the role of the senators, and what are supposed to be expected of them in their constituency.
About who becomes the president.
Let people even know.
Now look at the National Assembly. Look at the National Assembly. No, but that is even if the National Assembly was up and doing, this would take shape. Buhari wasn't born the president of Nigeria.
No.
It is the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that gave him all the power invested on him.
Yeah. And if he's not using it, then it is your duty.
He has executive power.
Yeah.
Say, for example, now, you just mentioned the one you did. Now, the government has taken loan. They claim to have spent billions in acquiring every sort of equipment. By now, they should have different tactics to go about these things. They will not tell me that the bandits have, equipment that have midnight vision. By now, they should figure out their locations at midnight, take them out. Yes, it can come with. So if I were the president, rather than have this, these people go, including the captives, I'm sorry to say it, everybody has to go. It's all about. I mean, for goodness sake. And now let's understand the terrain. I can agree is difficult. These guys are in between Chad and Niger. Why are they not conquering these two smaller countries? Because they take their security seriously.
Yeah.
How can we have these guys overrunning our country? And we think it's funny. It is not. How many Nigerians today is now Alhambra to Abuja? Airpiece is 100,000 naira. No, people shouldn't argue. It's not me talking. It is online. They should go and check it. This is just one way, not even round trip. Why is this, so very soon, for those who cannot afford it, they cannot travel. You know, and so when I look at some certain things, people need to wake up. At the end of the day, it is not funny for anybody at all.
Yeah.
Enough of this.
Yeah.
Enough of this. We need to focus more. Apart from which, those contesting for president,
Yeah.
we need to focus on those going for the National Assembly,
Yeah.
the Senate, the representatives, and the same energy we need to bring it down to the state level. Unfortunately, I do not have a PVC. I'm not in Nigeria. But if I have to add my voice, I say to every Nigerian, we need to be all out for these guys.
Yeah.
They are joking with our lives and our destiny.
Yeah.
We cannot have a bad economy and at the same time we have ourselves being killed for no reason.
Yeah.
It is high time we understand, apart from the president, we need to focus, who are those contested to go for National Assembly, both Senate and House of Rep. Who are those coming to contest for governor? Who are those going for House of Assembly? We must begin to focus on building institutions. Enough of all this. Ma'am, sometimes,
thank you so much, yeah.
It is best to wake up to a reality. Nigeria is not safe for anybody. Whoever thinks he's safe is because it hasn't gotten close to him.
Yeah.
Now, look at the BBC interview or the BBC program documentary. Rather than the government to focus on its failure, they are attacking BBC.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
when the BBC did the documentary on iPod,
another one I watched, a guy, he said his father is Fulani, his mother is Hausa. He did a documentary still on the bandits. He said these things are even underreported, and every Nigerian knows how this government has bullied the fourth estate of democracy, which is the media, from covering any of these things. We have seen how this government has, when I say institutions are dead in Nigeria, people may not understand it. We've seen where media houses has been written, sanctioned for reporting things that are happening in the country. And when BBC say people are arguing if it's truth or not.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The truth is every Nigerian knows what we are facing at the minute. Every Nigerian knows. And this government came on the heels of insecurity. So where are we today? It's not for someone to say where's the data. Nigeria is insecure. It has even grown out of hand. It has gone out of hand.
It has worse. It's
an
industry. It is now a mega industry. Huh? All right.
We need to wake up.
Yeah.
Any person that's making excuses need to wake up.
Yeah.
People are being. We are losing our gallant men and women in their numbers.
Yeah.
Was it not the other day in Zamfara? A non-bandit was given a chieftaincy title.
Imagine that. Imagine that. And this man was at a time, this bandit that was given title was wanted. He was wanted. His pictures was all over the place. And then it's a travesty that this administration will allow something like that.
Let me just give a quick example. For those of them, like I'll give an example now in the UK. There's so much influx of cocaine. What did the government do? They began to look at the channels. Now, when you go to you go to Ellesmere Port in Wales, you go to Southampton, Liverpool. They are all over there chasing them. The same thing Americans are doing. They are closing these guys. Even America has submarines. The same way when piracy became an issue for most of the vessels, what did they do? They began to deploy these things. Now, let me go back to when this, how would I call it, human trafficking and people crossing, the seas to get into Europe. When it became so much of a problem, what did they do? They began to tackle this. They began to have Coast Guard patrol round the clock to combat these things.
Yeah.
By now, the military should have an upper hand. This is more than a 10-year crisis.
Yeah.
At least by now, they should even begin to grade roads within those forests.
Yeah.
Begin to show their presence and recruit more. And station by now we should have satellites.
Yeah, and to be more precise, and have air coverage all the time.
There's so much technology, for goodness sake. There are Google. They can even contract Google. They can give out this contract to Microsoft, to smart gadgets that will pick even the movement of persons and animals within those forests.
And use drone instead of sending the servicemen, feeding them like
they are
fish.
stealing the money.
Use drone, send in drone. Oh, for example, this audio that I'm talking about, that they already know that they are the ones there, and they want. Why do you feed young men and gallant men there? You use drone and eliminate them. You already know they are there.
The thing is that we're not the only country. Now look at the crisis between Belarus and I think Belgium, also Belarus and Poland. Look how they mount the border, even before the Ukrainian crisis, because of what? Too much crimes, coming from Albania. We need, what is the essence of the intelligence? Why don't they work with expatriates? Why don't they work with most of these technology companies? By now, we should have, Nigerian intelligence agency should have a satellite monitoring those areas 247. If it means station, having a station, whatever gadget that will see through. These bandits cannot afford it.
Yeah.
But what are they having? No. And we have politicians that are making reckless comments that should have controlled this crisis.
Yeah.
And it's not, people think it's a joke. Where are we headed? Where are we headed? Where are we headed? That is the question people need to ask. And sometimes, people need to wake up. Our institutions are dead. Our politicians are taking us for a ride. It is best we take this to the National Assembly, and it is best if we can begin to hold, ask these guys, what are they doing in the National Assembly?
Yeah.
What the hell is Buhari doing as a president?
Yeah.
For goodness sake.
Yeah.
He's not even fit to be a class rep.
No.
What the hell is he doing?
He has failed.
Is it to break down into a complete regional conflict all over the place? Then Nigeria collapse. Then who is to lose? It is
them.
You and me.
Yeah.
It is those of us who cannot afford to live the environment. Now, okay, I follow most of these so-called senators. In Kano now, most of them are moving out of their villages. Those who live in the outskirts, in the mansions, are all moving to the cities.
Okay.
What is chasing them away?
Okay.
The bandits.
Yeah.
Who is chasing them away? The bandits. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, like our brother was saying, this thing is happening in this magnitude every day, every corner. Like, for example, some Nollywood actors, they are missing now in Anambra or Enugu, I don't know where exactly, and their account has been cleared. So somebody is missing, for example, somebody is declared missing, probably kidnapped. You found the car, and he's a popular person, he's a celebrity, he's a Nollywood actress is missing. And still somebody was able to go to bank and clear their accounts. Like, how? Where is the security? Who are those responsible for security in Nigeria? Somebody is missing, it is clear this person is missing. And still somebody was able to go and clear their accounts. Like, how? Insecurity has taking every fabric of the society. What is happening in Nigeria is a travesty. Every corner, no safety. A young lady was telling a story of how somebody came to load 21 children in a bus. He said, want to go and take them to register for PVC. And lo and behold, they are kidnappers. And one bus full have gone. They went to schools to carry people's children in Port Harcourt. No security. So President Buhari is either he fixes this problem or he resign. He don't have to sit it out. It's almost done. And he's saying he can't wait to go out. Why are you waiting? Go if you cannot do it anymore. Because people are losing their life. The country is about to implode. The insecurity is too much. Brazen confrontation on the streets in a time of peace. Why? You have Air Force, you have Navy, you have everything at your disposal, and you are not taking the full advantage of your powers and your formidability. You are feeding young gallant soldiers into the bush, like putting them in an open ocean with no air coverage, and they are being eliminated by ragtag people on cycle in the bush. You have the access, you can navigate this. You can do so much. And we are talking about economic implosion about to happen. We are talking about the dollar rising. Yes, the dollar is rising, and even at the time President Buhari was coming, the dollar was also rising in spite of the high price of petroleum. The same way today, the petroleum, the reserve, the what they call it, the Nigerian reserve of foreign account is almost empty. The government have not paid anything inside. Let me I think I made a screenshot of one of these I made a screenshot of one of these things today. So Nigeria SS crude account almost empty as FG makes another huge withdrawal in 1 month. Nigeria SS crude account ECE has decreased to an all-time low as the federal government and is funded by crude oil sales that is higher than the budgeted. So even though the money that they benchmark, what they ended up selling is higher, but still, despite oil trading, why is this thing misbehaving? Despite oil trading above $100, more than the budget benchmark, FG has been unable to add $1 to the account. Instead, it's almost empty. And somebody is saying, yeah, we understand, but this incompetency is going to cripple everything. And the worst is people are not able to go to the farm to get food. They're not able to go to the farm because of bandits. People are not able to go to the farm because of bandits. And they say you should not politicize it. So, I want to play a former video, throwback of El-Rufai in 2015.
That I care about your future. We all care about your future because we have children. And we want you to stand up and voice the truth. On that day, you get your BPCs. Don't be intimidated by anyone in uniform. Remember, a few weeks ago, we needed to get the help of Chad and Niger to chase Boko Haram. So don't let them scare you. They should not scare you. Go out with your permanent protest card and vote for the party and the candidate that will secure your future.
Okay.
That party is the APC. That party is the APC. Those candidates are the candidates of the APC that emerge through transparent primaries, not criminals in position. The APC is different.
So you came on the back of you want to provide security, and now there's no security. So you cannot tell somebody don't politicize, don't talk about it, and you explain it away. No, it's unacceptable, So the crude oil, there's another video where El-Rufai was talking about the dollar exchange rate. The dollar exchange rate at that time was I think 100 and something, and they were talking about was making a big deal. So maybe that will be another video. So if you can make it, doesn't matter, life is continuing, everything is continuing, is happening. So you have failed on your promise. You say you want to come and secure Nigeria, and you have not done that. And the whole thing is underreported. So it's about time somebody talked about it. It's about time the National Assembly hold the presidency responsible, because it's the work of the legislative to hold the executive. You understand? To keep them up, but because like everything is just wobbling, so we don't know where all this thing is going. If care is not taken, there can be an implosion. When people are not able to move around, when criminals are everywhere, where are they going to bring the money that they are going to be using to pay for ransom, for example? So we have to have some compassion. And Nigeria is the only country where all this magnitude of things is happening, that swaths of people are taking enough, like our brother was saying. Even masks did not fly at half mast. Even nobody have ever protested because of Boko Haram, because it has been regionalized. It's your region, it's your own problem. Yeah, you understand. Even northerners have not come together, maybe northeast and northwest, or even one state. Let everybody in solidarity say all the people in Zamfara state come out and protest the insecurity in Zamfara. You don't see it. You understand? So at any time, they will be trying to use one thing, Islam against Christian, people from this native against Fulani from the other native. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, if there is prosperity, if there is safety, everybody will benefit from it. Everybody will be safe. So it's time everybody start talking about it. It is time you make it a topic. It is time the National Assembly rise up to the occasion, and it is time for the presidency to stop giving excuse for their incompetence and for their failures, and live up to the promise they made to the Nigerian people that they are going to make their life secure. So I think I will leave it here, my people. It's over an hour now. I thank you so much for being a part of this program. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow by the special grace of God. Bye for now. Bye. Thank you so much for the stars. I'm not seeing where to end this stream. Next.